Hey YouTube, I'm back. I'm alive. I swear. I've just been really busy with work and everything, and then this my camera that I needed for recording, couldn't find it. Like my Razer Keo, which kind of sucks because I have all these things. I kept saying over and over again, I need to do the Cadre Cadre. I need to do the Cadre Cadre. But when I went to go finally do the damn thing, I'm like, wait, where the hell's my webcam? And I couldn't find it. So kind of went through, tore through a bunch of boxes. Moving sucks, man. I'll tell you that moving sucks. But we're here. We're ready to go. So I'm starting a small mini series, and it's going to be started in April, and it's going to run for a while because this is going to be my content for a little bit while I work on stuff. I'm calling it the Battle of the Backlog. Dun dun dun. Um, what I mean by that is I've got a lot of backlog in terms of just shit to unbox. I've got an addiction, and it's called Warmachine, and I don't need help. Actually, my wallet needs help. Send funds. Kidding. Unless you want to. No, I'm not even going to put up like a donation link. No. Anyways, um, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, starting off strong. Today we have the brand new Orgoth Cadre. Now, what's interesting is you can barely see it, but down here they have compatible with Orgoth Sea Raiders. Come on. Let's see if I can turn off this light. That'll make it worse before it makes it better. Compatible with nothing, apparently. Come on, camera. You can do it. I have faith. Yeah, well, it's not gonna. It's pretty lightly printed on there. It's really hard to see it. It's right down here. It says compatible with Orgoth Sea Raiders and Orgoth Reaper Covenant armies. Now, I'm pretty sure most of the people are up to date. Like, I'm not the first person unboxing this. Everybody's probably already heard that the second Orgoth army is going to be the Reaper Covenant. I think that's awesome. Reaper brings to mind like a lot more of this aesthetic, which I'm 100% down for. But yeah, this is the Cursebound Cadre, which is a new caster, a new solo. Well, a couple solos actually, because these two are also solos. But he's the one that I'm most aesthetically interested in. A monstrosity, which is cool because of how monstrosities got reworked specifically so that Orgoth can use them. May or may not have the 120 mils in the mail. We'll see. I totally have the 120 mils in the mail. Don't judge me. I told you, chat, or not chat. I've been streaming a little bit on another channel playing Stardew Valley on my off time, so I'm used to like making fun of chat. But yeah, don't judge me. And then it has the unit there, which is pretty neat. Now this box came this way in the mail. It was they put it in like a bubble mailer. It's got like a rip over here. Luckily I've got another one of these, so it's not that big of a deal. But let's go ahead and get into this. Now this one actually probably wouldn't be the best one to start with now that I think about it, because I've already cleaned it up. And I'm going to be honest, when it comes to these ones, the cleanup process was actually kind of bad. Like I was not, I'm normally all for having to clean up minis in a sense that like it returns you to the hobby of some form of hobbying, because you in this version you really don't hobby like you would with like 40K or old school Warmachine where you had to build everything. So we have the monstrosity here. We're gonna go right into this big boy. There we go. He wasn't that bad, but like the areas here in the belt, there's just so many micro little supports that you had to go through and just cut out. Like underneath the pectoral muscle there, I think there's probably a couple. Let's see if I can get the camera to actually focus on it. Not really. There, yeah, you can see him there. So it's like I'll probably need to go with the knife and still find stuff. I think this is the old black resin that we've seen before, which is fine. Like this feels great. His arms are of the new resin, and this stuff is not bad. I love a little mechano grab. It feels very sturdy. It does not feel brittle at all. It actually feels kind of rubbery, and you can feel it more on these units when I was cleaning them up. No, this is the axe one. This is probably the units. Yeah, this is the units. We'll do them next just to show them off. So it feels kind of rubbery, kind of springy, which is perfect. Yeah, they've got these on 2 of the models, they're multi-kit. Come on, camera. There we go. I might need to get a new camera, the autofocus. But yeah, on 2 of these, they're multi-kit. So they work okay. And they'll be great for painting. I apologize if you hear me release a small amount of gas. I have to get through these no matter what. And I unfortunately had a subpar dinner, and it is causing me discomfort. We'll put it like that. So yeah, these guys, you can feel it very well in terms of handling these guys, how springy they are. There we go. I love the blades and the chains because they're chained to them because that's the way that they're supposed to be. And the cloth and the fur, like these are going to be a ton of fun to paint. And I think I'm going to keep to my color scheme. Even with the second army when it comes out, I think I'm going to keep to the same color scheme. He looks so good. So good. And then it's the Thundercat guy. I have the power! Thunder! Thunder! Nah. That'd be a fun modification now. Just give him the fucking Sword of Omens. But no. These guys, you can really feel it on them, like how springy they are. Like this, me moving it like this, back and forth, one, it doesn't feel like it's gonna snap, and two, because of this new thing, I don't think we're gonna have a problem with this new resin formula and shit warping. Like pole arms, anything that had a long stick. I think that this formula of resin might actually be able to do that crap with it stable, um, which is amazing. And I hope I'm right because that was one of my biggest complaints is having to easy bake oven your freaking not easy bake oven, throw your shit in a pot of boiling water just to get the resin pliable enough to be able to work on it. This guy was, even though they have a ton of micro supports, and I'll bring out the second box and we'll go through them real quick so I can show you examples. He was fairly easy to clean up. He did have a lot of micro supports, just like the rest, and there are still probably some that I've missed. Is he? Then I could turn it itself and like fucking prove myself wrong. Like this one does seem like it is bent a little bit. I'm pretty sure I could probably get it to bend back with just force. Oh, hold on. I'm going the wrong way. We want a camera. We want to stand it in the camera, Dylan. Not taking it off fucking screen. There we go. There we go. But I mean, if I probably bake him, he'll probably be fine. Like it just feels stronger. It doesn't feel brittle. That feels like I'm bending it back into place without any issue. Yeah, look, fixed it live on camera. Caught in 4K. Like super simple to fix. In terms of just like getting them to rebend. But overall, I'm fairly happy with it. I wish they could have done what they did with the Cadre Cadre, which if I post this one before that, you'll see that those boxes are a lot smaller. Like these big boxes to me were kind of a waste, and the caster is so cool. Look at the smoke. I can't wait to paint him. I don't know what color I'm gonna do the smoke. Probably red, to be honest. Probably red, because I've done so much of them in like green and shit. So something that's loud and pops and is vibrant. Yeah. Yeah, I got two, so if I don't like one of them, I can just say, nah, fuck this, and go to the other one. Maybe sell one. I don't know. I've always felt weird about selling extra cadre crap like this. Like, I got two of the Cadre cadres, obviously, because, you know, Cadre from scratch, getting fucking full field allotment of everything. Now, this guy, screw this model. This guy had dental work done, and not because I wanted to. His one bottom fang works because the mouth was just full of mini supports. It was such a pain in the ass to get in there with my hobby knife, and I don't even think I got them all. Like I think there's still some in there. Like I clipped half of it, but I can't get to the other half without damaging the model. This one sucked to clean up. I mean, he's gorgeous. Like the skull on his hip is cool. The big horn. He's gonna be a ton of fun to paint. His shield was super easy to clean up. And thank God these come separate. But his mouth, man, that was a massive pain in the ass. This model gave me probably the most grief. But, I mean, it is what it is. But 3 of his 4 fucking fangs are gone because my hobby knife went yeet. It's like, hey, you don't need to chew. Don't worry about it, homie. I got you. All right, what do we got here? We have my boy, stepping on my Cadre boys. Like, what's wrong with you, homie? Why you do this? There we go. There's more smoke. I like it. I like it. We have the axe. I need to find a good way to make it glow. We have Cadre. He's stepping on a Cadre, dude, which I mean makes sense because Cadre pushed him off and they hit Cadre and whatever. It's still cool. He's stepping on a body. It's one of those hero poses. I don't know how I'm going to translate this into my skull bases, which I was able to put the full cadre on one plate. All of them are done printing. I'm probably going to bitch about it very loudly in the 3D printing video when I get to that and show off the bases. But yeah, a week and a half of printing, and luckily I could get one cadre on the bases. So let's go through them raw. These ones I don't think I've opened at all, and now we get to see how bad these supports are not cleaned up. Just straight out of the box. I wanted to show off the minis, the way that the minis look, once you've cleaned them up, because some of these supports make this thing look really bad out of the box. See, like, look around the smoke. And I mean, it's smart for them to leave the bigger ones on like that, especially if you're going to be like for shipping. I foresee like these big ones that are easy to clip off. That's fine to me because of the fact that it will preserve the integrity of this. This little one, probably fine. But like the little ones that are in the chest cavity, I don't know if it's picking it up or not. There we go, if you can see them. There's very small micro ones that are not as prominent on him as others that are a massive pain in the ass to have to clean up. And they're just so small that if you have a sharp hobby knife, even if you're just using the back of the hobby knife, I feel you risk damaging the model. And on some of these, it's a very prominent issue. Like, oh, we got another one. Like, look at this. This is his shield, and he's in the black resin. Oh my god. Yeah, let's see if we can get the mouth. Yeah, look at all those micro supports. Fuck that. Like, they're in such a hard place to. If you were to do like one big one that could do the same job, cool. Oh my god. I know I'm complaining about. I mean, it's still a gorgeous model. Like, I love him to death. It's just that is my bane. Maybe it's my failure as a hobbyist where I can't get in there without giving this guy dental hemorrhage, but it is what it is. And then we have the new resin for the axe. The axe was easy to clean up last time too. Those are reasonable supports. And I'm not complaining about, oh my god, they need to totally reduce the supports. Like, look at this thing. This thing is actually littered with supports, but they're all super simple to get out. Like, come on. Come on, camera. You can do it. I have faith. There we go. There's big ones in there, and they just snip right off. Is that flashing? Bro, that's flashing. How do you get flashing on a 3D print? Yo, this is not even molded. This might be going back to Privateer Press. Yeah, I might be putting a ticket in for this one. Oops. By the way, Privateer Press, I know I'm slamming on some of these models and aspects of these models, not the models. The models are gorgeous. They really are. I'm not hating the models at all. I just wish there was maybe some consideration on removal. Like, there's people who complain online who are like, I shouldn't have to do any removal. Bullshit. Bullshit. Welcome to fucking modeling. Like, when it came to 40K, man, you had to snip, you had to fix, you had to green stuff. You don't have even old school Warmachine and Hordes. So, like, these people coming into the hobby today who have that thing, well, I shouldn't have to do any pre-prep. It's that. Why are you like doing a creation hobby? I mean, okay. To be fair and play devil's advocate, there are individuals who just like to play the game. You know, the type that like they put the models together, they might prime them, and they slap the gray ones on the table, and to them they're buying in for the game. Fair. But I mean, if that same person is then going to turn around and complain about how they have to remove struts or supports or whatever, no legs to stand on. If you're only playing the game to play the game. But like to people who want to paint and want to hobby and want to do that, it's like this is like removing these supports. You can tell this kit was definitely done previous because this is old resin. But I mean, like, look, this guy, super good to clean up. Big, nice, chunky supports that just snap off with ease compared to some of the other ones. Oh, these big horns too. His sword is also like this one. I might be able to bend back. It is definitely not as springy as the new resin. 100%. Like it is the. It's still strong. Don't get me wrong. This is a lot better than Wave One stuff, but definitely not as strong. But I mean, so we still fixed it with barely anything. I mean, it's still got a little bit of a curve, but if I worked it some more, it'll be fine. Um, yeah, I guess my one piece of criticism slash feedback would be to consider what areas would be hard to clean and try to design the supports to be intuitive with that, not counterintuitive. And that's what I feel like the sword and board guy is. It's those mouth ones are just rough. Um, and back to the comments about like people complaining about how to clean, having to clean stuff up. It's in the hobby of miniature wargaming, having to build things has always been the norm. Having to construct and work on things has always been what we've had to do. And I know I'm doing the logical fallacy of like this is how it's always been. It shouldn't be different. It's one of those things that I honestly enjoy sitting here with a hobby knife going through and cleaning these up because it's kind of relaxing for me. It's part of one of the reasons I get to the hobby is prepping the model. And if people are saying, well, they should come 100% unsupported out the box, I I don't think they're ever going to do that just because of manpower. But if that's your stance and that's your I'm going to leave the game because of it, because I've heard that recently from a couple individuals on some of the Facebook groups where they're like, I don't want to have to do all this cleanup. I didn't buy the model to have to fix it. It's like, yeah. So when I built my Shadow Sun, she was supposed to come assembled. Also, there's that meme that's been going around from the magical girl anime that I'm not going to say the title of because I will probably get reported. Where they're like, stupid model kits. Why do you buy a model unassembled and have to thing it? It's because that's part of the experience. That's part of the fun. That's part of the customization. And that is kind of one of my criticisms with Warmachine and Hordes from some levels. Like, I don't mind the fact that they all come pre-printed as one piece in resin. Um, in their game, it's probably for the better. But it does take out levels of customization that you can do. Uh, the supports haven't been too bad on some of these. Like these guys look like they're damn near perfect. Like got a little bit of work that I need to do. I'm not going to do the other two just because we're going a little far and I'm rambling. This is like half unboxing, half Dylan yells at camera, old man yells at cloud type thing. To wrap it up, good product. The sword and board guy is definitely the one that I'm going to say might need another Passover just in case, especially the mouth region. If you get it, expect that to be a damn nightmare. But beyond that, I mean, it's a really solid box. It's a really solid pickup. The rules are great. I love the models. They look amazing. I can't wait to paint these. I'll probably get them primed up and set up later this month because I've got a lot on my plate. But that's going to be it for this one. If you have any comments on it either way, let me know. I know that it'll probably turn into a shit show, and this might be the first video I need to turn off comments on just because of the fact that it is divisive. And I can see both sides of the argument, like to be 100% honest. Some people believe if I buy a product, the product should be finished. Fair. But other people who have been in the hobby, it's like we've known how like bad it can be. Um, Metal, resin, other things, having to combine them all, pinning them. I mean, these these things you don't have to pin anything unless you want to. Like I could probably pin the joints on that guy could probably pin the joints there just for added stability. People who come into this game fresh in Mark IV and are only dealing with the resin models and they've never played any other mini game. First off, you're a goddamn unicorn. Thank you for joining our hobby. I appreciate you. But second of all, this is definitely not the norm. Now, if it becomes the norm and they get to a point where there's no supports, blah, yada, yada, cool. Everybody wins. But like getting a model and not having to do anything for it for a game like this is just not a thing normally. You get the model, you either have to build it or set it up, give it loadouts, or clean it up. It's not just done. And I kind of like that from my own personal perspective. So, of course, I'm biased, but other people don't. And that's fair. Obviously, I'm in the camp of get your hobby knife and clean up your supports and quit bitching, but not everybody would be. All right, we're going on way too long. That's the first one done in the can, ready to go. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one, and I didn't like scare a bunch of people off who now hate me because of my lukewarm take. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. Hopefully you guys stick around for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.